And it's like, you can really easily imagine a dog like getting a trick right and being like, yes.
Yeah, I know. Is that Dwayne's shirt?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can tell.
I wore this to bed. Are we recording?
Hold on. We're dressed the same today.
I know. Yeah. Big t-shirt. You know, also one of the options was a Rage Against the Machine shirt.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was like,
and you
I can't do that.
You can't wear
today.
that. That's too much of a
also,
risk.
it was his friend's shirt before, and I was like, I don't want to wear that.
Yeah, that feels too
I
weird.
did wear it to bed one time, and I was like, it's your friend's shirt. And it's a friend I know. That feels really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, totally. Well, as always, we started off the pod by talking about
T-shirts.
shirts.
Well, I feel like it is a pajama shirt I'm wearing.
Yeah.
But I didn't have
it's
clothes.
just the fit.
Yeah, it's big.
It's just the fit that makes
It's Old
it
Navy, but it looks like a knockoff Joy Division.
Yes,
shirt.
that's what I thought it was.
Yeah.
I thought it was a Joy Division shirt.
Yeah.
Well,
he bought like 3 shirts from Old Navy that have mountains on them.
Wow.
Which is something I would do. And now I'm the only one that wears them.
Really?
He doesn't wear them. I just go over there and put on my mountain shirts.
Oh my God. I have so much, you know what's funny? I have so much like Dave Ross merch.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I have like maybe
Well,
5.
he's got great merch.
He has a lot of
he
great
has the
merch.
scary metal
That
stick font.
Yeah, made by Winslow Dumaine. He was the one who made it, and he's also the guy who Brittany already spilled on herself. On the nice mountain shirt. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Well, I do a lot in this shirt.
Okay, that's disgusting.
I meant like I clean the apartment. Jesus, Allie. And everything else you imagine.
Yeah.
I never take it off when I'm over there.
Oh man.
No, I'm just kidding.
This is horrible. Well, Winslow Dumaine, who made the Dave Ross like metal logo, is the guy who discovered the Chicago rat hole.
What's the rat hole?
You don't know the rat hole?
No.
Oh my God, baby. I can't believe you don't know the Chicago. Oh, it's because you're never on TikTok.
Yeah. I
Hold
gotta
on.
get on there.
So basically, Winslow was walking. He lives in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
And he was walking through Chicago on a street. And he found, like, you know when cement is wet and somebody puts their hands in it?
Yeah.
He found that, but it was in the shape of a rat.
Oh my God, that's so cool.
Isn't that
it's like
insane?
the rat fell from a high
sky.
roof.
Yeah.
The sky.
Like a rat clung onto like a plane and it took
Whoa.
off and then it let go.
So it's the rat, it's just a rat-shaped
Hole.
hole in the ground.
Yeah.
And it's like perfectly done.
Yeah.
It's like a cookie cutter
Yeah.
of a rat.
And so then,
you can see all its nails.
yeah, like all of its little fingies.
Man, that's so funny.
Yeah. And then,
How do they know this is real?
well, he just found it, right?
Yeah.
And like, you know, I know, it's so insane. He found it and then the like internet got obsessed with it.
Yeah.
And then people started going to the rat hole and like ironically doing like cult-like behavior and like pouring like liquor into it and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the people who live
And like
out,
saying a prayer.
yeah, shit like
something.
that. And the people who like live next to the rat hole started like reporting it.
Yeah.
And then like Winslow had to like go on the news and be like, please stop going to the rat hole. It's ruining my life. Because he was the one who made the rat hole famous.
Yeah.
And so everybody blamed him for all of the commotion that went on around the
Yeah,
rat
yeah,
hole. But he just
yeah.
like posted it on TikTok or
Yeah.
something. And
Oh,
so they
man.
filled it in, by the way. It's
They did? Why
yeah.
would they do that?
But don't worry, somebody took a cast of it before.
Okay. All right, good. Can I buy one of those?
Probably.
I'm going to buy one for the
Yeah.
pod.
Yes.
That will be
We
our
should put it on the
decoration.
shelf.
Yeah.
The Chicago
Finally, we get our own
rat hole.
decor for the pod.
Oh my God. Speaking of rats.
Yeah.
Hold on. I have more.
Oh, yeah. We're back. The
More-
clowns are back with
more
rats.
rat
bugs,
news.
Vomit. We just did that on the other one.
I know. I found this. This was
Rat
Instagram.
news.
This was an Instagram ad to
Yeah.
me. And it's like one of those woven tapestries. And it has a rat king on it.
Oh, you got to get that.
And I'm going to buy it.
That is so good.
Yeah, it's so fucking sick.
Man.
Ugh.
Rat kinks.
You have any rat news or regular news?
I got no rat news. We were
Rat news, rat news, rat news.
this is my rat news.
We should have a segment
Rat
called
news.
Rat News.
Let's do it. Let's do it. And then we can talk about rats
On
more.
Dave's podcast, they have a segment called Moon News.
Moon News?
Yeah, where they talk about the moon. And then
That's
they
a
have
good
Ben
idea.
Shapiro's beard update.
Yeah. Yeah, we should add some segments.
Yeah, we should add segments. Let's have rat
Write
news.
in if you have segment ideas. But
Yeah.
rat news is really good.
Rat news is great.
Yeah.
Shirt news.
I think we do enough shirts.
I know we do enough shirt
Yeah.
news.
Bugs.
Well, so
Rats and bugs, I think.
rats and bugs are too similar. We have to do like two.
Yeah. Okay. We'll figure it out.
We'll think about it. Yeah.
But write in if you have ideas.
Maxim, do you have any ideas for any segments we could do?
I think the rat news is like the most appropriate segment I can think of. Like when you said there was a rat hole, I was thinking of the hole in the Bronx. The guy fell through the sidewalk into the hole filled with puppy-sized rats, like during the pandemic.
What? No.
But
I thought it was going to be something like that too.
So this was a different rat hole, but I know this one. But yeah, rat news is very on brand.
Rat news.
Rat
I'm so
news.
excited for this.
Rat news.
Let's just do another recording right after this so we can do rat news.
Rat news. Oh my God. I should have saved the tapestry for another rat news segment.
My
God.
updates though are nothing really.
I know. I saw you last night.
Yeah. We were watching the Olympics though this morning.
Oh, that's fun.
And I'm loving it because there's so many things that they never had before, or at least I didn't remember as
They
a
have like
kid.
skateboarding.
Skateboarding we watched today.
Yeah.
So fun.
They have
there's
surfing.
dressage. I didn't know there's surfing.
They're surfing and it's in, oh my God, I'm forgetting the name of the place, but it's
French
like,
Polynesia.
It's in French Polynesia. Okay.
Yeah.
And I forget the name of the exact place, but everybody on TikTok was like, you're pronouncing it wrong. And like cultural, like they were getting mad about the cultural thing of it. And I'm like, everybody heard this word today.
Yeah.
Okay? Like it's okay to correct people on pronunciation, but you don't have to get so fucking mad
For
about
last night when I was like, I'm thinking about getting a new wallet, maybe one of those Herschels.
Yeah, I know. And you know what? This is how I know I'm a good friend, is I let that shit slide.
And then I caught it. I was like, it's Herschel, right?
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, it is. Oh, wait, you should tell everybody what your wallet is right now.
Yeah, my wallet. Should I get it out? No, I don't. They don't need to see it. My wallet. This is why I need a new wallet so badly. Because a few months ago, I was at a conference for work and I wanted my bag to be light. And I was sick of my big, heavy wallet. It's too big. I put everything in it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I get like back pain from that wallet, I feel like.
Okay.
It adds to the weight of my bag.
I
too
feel
much.
like you...
I have a very sensitive back. You know that.
You're like, this shirt is weighing down my shoulders.
Yeah,
There's so much
shirt.
fabric. Do you have glass bones and paper skin too?
I think my bones are bad.
I got bad bones. I'm Brittany Gardwell. Rat
So
news.
I'm trying to rat news. I'm trying to lighten up my bag. It's also a tiny bag, right? And so my
Yeah.
wallet takes up all the space if I put it in
Totally.
there.
Yeah. You have like a big Kate Spade
Yes.
wallet.
Which was a gift. And I do like it.
Of course,
But it's too big.
It's one of those huge woman wallets.
Yes,
I
it's a
don't
huge
like those
woman wallet.
huge woman wallets where
Mhm.
you gotta like open it. It's like literally
Yeah.
the size of a Nintendo Switch, which I've been holding all day.
yes.
And then you open it, and then I'm like, oh, so I could put more garbage in my fucking
It
bag.
is just garbage in there.
Yeah,
So I think I'm done with these big woman wallets for the rest of my life.
me too.
I'm never doing this again. Unless I'm like traveling, maybe it'd be nice. But yeah, so I was like, I gotta lighten up my bag. And I was traveling, I was at a conference. And so I just put my ID and my two cards in the hotel card, like that paper card thing they give you.
Yeah.
And I've been using that for like 3 months.
Yeah. Brittany
and
and
I love it.
Brittany and I went to a bar last night, and she took out a hotel key and then was like, I'll get your drink.
A
And I'm
hotel
like,
key holder.
excuse me?
And I love it. And so now I'm looking for a new wallet. It's almost my birthday. And so Dwayne's like, oh, what kind of wallet do you want?
And she's like, Herschel?
Herschel. They
Could
have
I
those
please
tiny
have a
ones.
Herschel?
But then I wanted to be like, this is all I want. And just take a picture of my hotel.
You need that, but like corrugated
Laminated.
cardboard.
Yeah.
Oh, also,
That would
since we
be
got...
so funny. He should make that.
They should.
He should, yeah. No, Dwayne,
Dwayne
should make it.
Yeah, because Dwayne can make
but
it.
he won't. How will we get him to make it?
You should ask.
I should just ask for that.
Yeah,
That's so
corrugated
funny.
cardboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you like... But here's the thing. The reason why you were like, I need a new wallet is because yesterday it got wet.
It got wet. It got wet. It was all soggy.
Yeah,
It's all soft on the corners.
Soggy hotel key holder.
Yeah.
Welcome to Worthless Clowns.
Welcome to Worthless Clowns. This is a podcast about how stupid we all are. I'm Brittany Cardwell. Returns Cardwell on Instagram.
I'm Allie O'Neill. You can follow me on Instagram at It's Allie O'Neill and follow the pod and follow our TikTok and subscribe to our YouTube. I know you guys are fucking watching. We have just keep subscribing, please.
Tell your friends.
Please.
I think that helps the most.
Yeah, tell your friends. Honestly, a lot of people.
Tell your friends. I don't know if you should use these words, but you know when like you're trying to tell your friend about a new show, and you're like, well, just watch a few episodes though. You want to watch a few.
It starts off really slow because all they do is talk about the wedding in the first episode.
Yeah, the wedding. Maybe start in the middle somewhere.
Yeah. Honestly, those first episodes are good though.
They were good.
I think I went back and I listened and I was like, these hold up.
Oh, good.
You know
I've been thinking about that, wondering what they would be like.
Yeah,
wondering if I'd be like, you piece of shit.
It was
just
literally
like screaming in my room, cleaning my apartment like mad.
Yeah, well,
because of my first pod episode.
Also, that's how I feel when I listen to our pods to edit them.
Yeah.
I'm like, you piece of shit.
Man, I was listening to ours today again.
Oh yeah.
And I was at Dwayne's. We were watching the Olympics, but I was listening to that and doing the edits. And it got to the section. I know you haven't listened yet, but the clip I think we should do is so ridiculous. And like, I was laughing so hard sitting with my headphones on his couch. And this happens all the time. Whenever I do it in front of him, it's just embarrassing.
Yeah.
Because he knows I'm laughing at me from like a week ago.
Dude, I will be editing it and Dave will be over and I'll be like, listen to this shit that Brittany said. Like that one clip that like, and also, here's the thing. Sometimes he'll say the most ridiculous shit. This is probably boring. We're just talking about the pod on the pod.
Logistics of the pod. Get your bingo cards out.
Get your bingo cards out.
Yeah.
We haven't said that in a long time. But I'll time and time again, it's like one clip I made when I was talking about my father and how he feels about Teslas or dishwashers.
We talked about this on the pod.
And then you were like, I would be a good citizen just to have good lights. Yeah. And I didn't even laugh at it. And there's always shit like that I go
Honestly,
back.
I think I just say stuff.
Yeah.
Like that was a thing where I was like, yeah, I was just saying stuff.
Yeah, you do just say stuff.
I know. I'm going to get in trouble. But dressage.
Oh,
so we were watching.
What is dressage?
That's when the horses like do
Dance.
little dances and stuff. You know?
Yeah.
And it's crazy they can be trained to do that because it's very like some of the moves are very subtle, like the differences between them. So it's like, how do you tell the horse to now do this thing rather than this thing?
Yeah, but then they dance to like rave music, right?
Yeah, sometimes.
It's like
the music
it's like
choices
Sandstorm,
are a little weird. Yeah.
And then the horse is like,
yeah. It doesn't really make sense.
It's such a weird sport. Yeah. I'm like, I think Icarus has flown too close to the sun with that. Like, I don't think that should be a sport.
Yeah.
Like, we already take an animal and get on its back and make it like ride us around.
And we made them like it.
Yeah.
Like, this is what they live for
now. We make them dance. That's fucking crazy.
It is crazy.
It's abuse. Dressage is abuse.
So there's this clip of Snoop Dogg was on some show.
And Kevin
Did you
Hart.
see this?
Yeah,
and Kevin Hart.
And he said that they're like crip walking.
Yeah, and he was loving it.
Yeah, I know.
He was like, we got to get these horses in a music video.
He puts gold bikinis on them and puts them on top of a Corvette.
Yeah. So funny.
Oh, God.
When I was a kid, do you know about the Lipizaners?
What?
Lipizaners are a horse. They do dressage. They're from Vienna. And they're famous.
This is such insane horse girl shit.
Lipizaners are like the Harlem Globetrotters of horses. Like they do tricks and they're like a well-known like group.
And they're like bred specifically for that?
I think maybe. I don't
Or maybe they just like happen to be good at it.
It is a type of horse that there's claims that only these horses can do certain types of like some of the stuff they do.
Okay.
But the stuff they do is crazy. Like they'll also do not just the dancing stuff.
Yeah.
But because I think they were used in war a lot and like the tricks were like war related in the past. So they'll have them do these insane jumps that were to protect the rider.
Holy shit.
Or like jumps where they're like kicking, they're like fighting.
They're like,
yeah. It's wild. I watched some of it the other night because I got to see them as a kid. My mom took me to see the Lipizaners. And I think it was like a really magical night for me.
I can imagine.
I can't remember a lot about it. I mean, it was just them like doing the dressage
Well,
stuff.
you were like on a high.
doing some of this. And they're doing these like
the rearing.
They didn't do any of the like cool like war fight things.
Yeah.
But they did do the rearing and like some other like tricks like that.
That's so sick.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
With
Still
the
abuse.
Xanners.
Let
It
those
is-
guys just hang out in
Let
a
them-
field.
Yeah, see if they do it on their own and then bring them in.
Yeah. No, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like remember that one post we read where the person was like, I called my cousin fat. Am I the asshole? My father made us run 6 miles every day before school.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about
These horses,
people
yeah.
who make horses dance.
I know.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I'm not into it.
Yeah.
It's also like people do that, like people will get like Belgian Malinois.
Malinois. Is that a
Yeah.
type of horse?
No, it's a dog.
I was about to be so mad at myself for not knowing. Because I memorized the breeds when I was a kid.
Oh, I know. Actually, you've never told me that, but I knew it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so like
I didn't really, but I had a book that had every breed
yeah,
and I like looked at it constantly.
I did that with cats
Yeah.
and dogs.
Mhm.
But people get Belgian Malinois, which are like the dogs that they use for like protection and fighting and shit.
Yeah.
They're used for like police dogs a lot of the time. And like the shit that they like, I mean, here's the thing. Maybe the dogs like really like it. I think dogs are more likely to be into thinking training is fun. Just because
yeah.
they're like, the reason why you can train dogs and not cats is because dogs are like pack animals.
Yeah.
And so they seek like external
Yeah.
validation, right?
And it's like you can really easily imagine a dog like getting a trick right and being like, yes.
Yeah, I know.
A cat would not feel that way.
No. And that's why you can't train cats.
No.
You know, that like if you try to like, what?
I just did it again. I just went, yes.
Oh, I thought you hissed.
Oh.
I thought we were talking about cats and you were like,
I'm like, what's a relevant thing?
you're like, I guess they do this.
What were you saying though?
But
Training
like, I don't know.
cats.
If you train a cat to like use a toilet, it'll go, if it gets mad at some point, it'll go just like piss on your pillow for the rest of
Yeah.
its life. So it's
Yeah.
like, I don't know how I feel about horses doing all that shit, but
Yeah.
I don't think I know enough actually.
Yeah. But actually, this is related. I was saying this before today as well. Horses are like dogs. Like, I think they act like that with their owners. They're very dog-like, the way they
Okay.
respond. So
All
maybe
right.
they are,
Maybe.
maybe they do like doing tricks
I
and
just
getting
think
rewarded. It doesn't seem the same.
Yeah, it doesn't seem the same because they're so afraid of everything all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think it's because they're just so far away from the ground.
You're like, I think horses are scared because they're like, oh, 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 whoa, oh, just all the time. It's so fucking stupid, Brittany. Oh my God. Whoa, oh God.
Yeah, those are my updates. Oh, this is important.
Okay,
This is
all
very
right.
short.
Yeah.
But it happened just right outside the studio as I was waiting.
Yeah.
I waited outside for like 10 minutes because I was pretty early and I wanted to like look through my stories and see
Yeah.
what to do. And as I was waiting, an Amazon person came to the door, started going in.
Yeah.
And this lady's walking up with her dog. And she's like, excuse me, Mr. Amazon guy.
Mr. Amazon guy?
She said that. Mr. Amazon guy, excuse me. And then he like turned and she was like, can I charge my phone in your car? While you deliver packages? And then that's a weird thing to request.
That's an insane thing to ask.
Yeah. And I was like, he's going to say no. What a weird request.
Yeah.
But good idea.
Yeah.
Like to ask this guy.
Totally.
Yeah. And he looked at her weird and then I thought he was going to say no, but then he didn't say anything. And then she asked again. And then I guess he nodded his head because then she was like, okay, I'll wait here. He said yes.
What?
So this guy is going to ride around with this lady and her dog so she can charge her phone. I mean, that's really nice of him, but I'm just surprised he would agree to that.
Is that like a service they offer? Like,
yeah.
honestly,
It's
like,
like an off-menu thing.
yeah, it's an off-menu
Yeah.
Amazon like
Yeah.
thing. That's so crazy.
I know.
And she's what?
I don't know. I don't really. And then I wanted to hear the rest, but then Maxim came and got me. I was hoping the Amazon guy would come back down because he had to deliver packages
Wait,
here.
he was leaving as I was coming in. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
saw a lady. It was a small dog,
Small
right?
dog,
It was
yeah.
like a little
Little white
crusty
dog.
white
Mhm.
dog. Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy
Looks like
shit.
he needs a bath.
Yeah. Excuse me, Mr. Amazon guy, can I wash my dog in your car while you deliver packages? He's so dirty.
So that's my last important update.
Okay.
And I saw some little kids having a water fight on the way here, and it was so
Oh,
cute. And I
that's
had to
fun.
walk through it.
Oh my God.
They
I
were
love
just
that.
like in the moment, and their
Was
parents.
water? What do you mean by water fight? Like water gun fight? Like how were they throwing water at each other?
What did they have?
How did
Well-
you not notice?
I don't know.
They had handfuls
because
of water?
It might have just been that because the what do you call it? The fire hydrant thing was loose.
Oh,
the water
gotcha.
coming out there.
And so they were like
It
splashing
was just a
each
few
other?
kids, like little kids on the street.
Yeah.
I think they were just splashing it at each other.
Oh, okay.
But it was really cute.
Yeah,
And
that's cute.
maybe they had cups or something.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
It was like
yeah.
a really small water fight.
Yeah.
But it was adorable.
That's adorable.
And their family like saw me walking through and they were like, "Hey guys," but they wouldn't listen because they were just in the midst of this big fight. you know?
Yeah.
I loved it. I used to love water fights so much.
Oh
when
my
I was a
God, me
kid.
too. Dude, when I was one time I was walking Betty
Mhm.
and I'm just like walking her and then I turn a corner and there's a kid like sitting like this and he's got a huge water gun and he's
Yeah.
clearly hiding.
Ooh.
And then he was like he was like surprised by me. And I was like, is this guy gonna spray me?
Yeah.
That's crazy. But he didn't.
Man, we used to. Have we talked about water fights before?
Probably. But
We
go
used to-
on.
Like, I think we did have some of the guns, some of the soakers, but we didn't have the best ones. We would get in these huge fights in my neighborhood on the military base, and there were so many kids. They were like incredible fights. It was
Damn.
so much fun. But I remember the best weapon just being a bucket. Because
Oh,
you fill
yeah.
it all the way up,
It's
and then
so
you
much.
fully like cover,
Drench
you
somebody, yeah.
drench them. I was talking to Katrina about it on the phone on the way here, because I was talking to her as I walked through the water fight.
Mhm.
And I was like, yeah, you just dunk them in it. And I meant drench, but I said dunk.
So you like pick up a
So
kid
it
and put
sounded
them
like
in
I'm
the
just
bucket?
like waterboarding these kids.
Oh my God.
Should we get into our stories?
Yeah, let's get into our stories.
All right. I think I got to tell a short one this time
All right.
because we did a lot of updates.
I know.
Crazy we had updates
I
because
know.
we saw each other last night and we've been recording so many pods in a row.
I know. Yeah, we're trying to catch
I was
up.
like, what are we going to say?
Yeah.
But
Well, there
we
was
got
rat news.
I think rat news just got us off on the right foot.
Yeah. We got like excited because of the idea
Yeah.
of rat news.
Yeah.
Man.
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first.
I think I know which story I'm going to do.
Okay, cool. So in 2016, I had a internship. So I was going to school for political science.
Yeah.
I had an internship in Boston, and I lived with Cindy during that summer.
We love Cindy.
We love Cindy. I remember I was so poor that summer. I was taking classes online, which were very expensive, so I could graduate on time.
Mhm.
And then I was also doing this internship, which was like probably 30 hours a week, and I didn't get paid for it.
Mhm.
So I had like a restaurant job as well.
Yeah.
And I was so busy and so poor. So I remember I probably ate like most of my meals were hard-boiled eggs.
Yeah. I remember you telling me this. You'd eat like 10 a day.
I would have like a carton of hard-boiled eggs a day. Yeah. It was insane.
I wonder what your cholesterol was like back then.
It was probably crazy. And then also I'd like bring them into my internship like as a snack.
Yeah.
And so I would like pull a bag of hard-boiled eggs out of my pocket. And then
you had to like,
and then I would eat them at my desk.
you were the egg girl.
I was yeah.
People talked about you probably.
No, yeah, I was totally.
Did you put anything on them?
No.
Man, I've been eating hard boiled eggs. Like every time I go into the office, I get hard boiled eggs at this little cafe they have.
Yeah.
So
Are
I'm
they
the egg girl right now.
pre-peeled?
They're peeled?
I don't like pre-peeled hard-boiled eggs
Oh,
because they're
'Cause the
always
juice-
just wet in there.
they're always wet.
Yeah.
These ones aren't wet somehow. But they put a little tiny bit of spinach at the bottom.
Oh,
so I
that's
think maybe it
nice.
soaks up the wetness.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
you have like a little extra going on.
You
in
get a
there.
little treat at the bottom.
Yeah.
Get
And I
a
put
couple-
mustard on it or hot sauce.
Oh, mustard is good for
Good.
eggs.
Very good.
Anyway, so I ate a bunch of hard-boiled eggs this summer. This was also
Wait,
what?
you kept them in your pocket?
Yeah,
That's insane.
but peeled.
Yeah.
Not peeled. Sorry, not peeled.
Oh, that makes way more sense.
Yeah, unpeeled in my pocket.
We went to this like all you can eat like steak. It couldn't have been steak. Some place where there were good meats Okay, this is a long time ago. I was a kid, and we went with like a bunch of my family on my dad's side. You know, he has a lot of siblings, right?
Yeah.
A lot of uncles.
No,
And-
yeah. Your dad's side is like my mom's side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We went to this like buffet kind of thing, and there was like these nice meats. And my uncle Josh left the place with a bunch of meat in his pockets in napkins. So then we're walking out, and his pants are getting all, the grease is like slowly starting to show in the outside of his pockets. And he did it like it wasn't that weird. And we're all like, what's that grease? And he's like, oh, and he like pulled out a bunch of meat. Anyway, eggs.
Well, and my pockets weren't big enough for 2 eggs at a time, so I'd have one in each pocket of my jacket.
Oh, jacket pocket. I kept thinking pants, and I was like,
sometimes pants.
This is gonna look goofy.
Sometimes pants.
Yeah.
And I was like wearing like office attire, so then I'd have 2 bumps in my pockets. Anyway.
And you got to do one on each side to even it out. Yeah. They think it's like your hip bones.
Yeah. And I'm like, I'm deformed. But anyway, so I worked at it was a law firm that did litigation and like public education for LGBTQ rights, right? And so it was called GLAAD. And it's not the GLAAD that everybody thinks of, like the GLAAD Awards. That's like they do different stuff.
I don't know GLAAD Awards.
Oh, it's like a gay, like LGBTQ. It's the like Anti-Defamation League for.
Oh, okay.
So it's more like public facing. This is like doing litigation. Like the law firm that I worked at, like one of their lawyers like was the lawyer who legalized gay rights.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. So they're doing pretty good. They're pretty big. And so once a year, they would have a like fundraiser in Provincetown, Massachusetts, which is a really gay part of Massachusetts. It's like all the way at the tip of Cape Cod.
Yeah.
And super, super rich old gays live there. And so like all of the interns were volunteers. So one of the interns named Nate, who was a very good friend of mine, he bartended.
Yeah.
And then I did like something else. I forgot what I did, but he drove the truck full of volunteers. It was a 12-person van there, and I drove the 12-person van back. And so in the middle of the day, one of the people who was like in charge, what?
Just laughing because before the pod started, you were like, wait, have I told you this story? And I was like, what story? And you're like, eggs, 12-person van, gay. You like gave me cue words, and now I'm rehearing the cue words in the story. It's just so funny.
Yeah. And so like in the middle of the day, we got a bunch of pizzas for the volunteers. I had to go pick them up. I had to drive to go pick them up with Nate.
Yeah.
And it was like, 20 pizzas.
Yeah.
And Provincetown is like a very walkable, like small city, right? And so I kept getting lost. And so I kept driving this 12-person van by accident through walking only streets.
Oh, no.
And then I had Nate next to me who had been bartending all night. So he was trashed. And he's this like young, very handsome gay boy.
Yeah.
And like we had the windows down because it was really hot and there's no AC.
Yeah.
And so like people, like old gays, would come up to the car and be like, you can't drive here. Oh, hello. And I'd be like, step away from the vehicle, sir. And I'd have to like swat away these old gays from Nathan with like a broom.
Yeah, that's so funny.
And then I was driving down one of these streets, and then I look over. I'm a huge fan of RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yeah.
I look over, and Trixie Mattel and Jinx Monsoon, who are huge like Drag Race queens.
I think I know Trixie.
Yeah, you probably
from
do.
the times we watched.
Yeah. And like
we're friends who watch Drag Race together.
Yeah.
So
and so like they are standing on the corner because they are having shows, and they're like barking to get people into their shows.
Oh, barking, man.
And so like I would like drive past them, and I'm like, I'm a huge fan. And
man,
then
they're still barking?
well,
Wild.
It was like Drag Race at that time was not as big of a phenomenon as it is now. And so like it was huge. It was a big deal, and I was a huge fan of it, but it's not like the huge global thing that it is now.
Yeah.
And so like I like am driving through with 20 hot pizzas in the back, a drunk twink in my fucking passenger seat
Yeah.
who will not stop like reaching out for attention by these old gay men who I have to yell at to get away from my car so I don't run over their fucking feet by accident. And then I take a wrong turn again and I have to go down that same street again.
No.
Yeah. It was like fucking
and then it looks
insane.
like you want more attention.
I
Like,
know.
Why else would you be driving
because
back?
nobody's driving down there, and then I
Yeah.
have a 12
Yeah.
passenger van that I'm driving around. It's like one of these vans. It's like fucking insane. And then I finally got the pizzas back, and then I had to drive. It took, I don't know, 4 hours because like Boston is here, and then you go south to
Yeah.
like Plymouth, and then you go all the way up the arm of like to P-Town.
Yeah.
And so it's like a 4 or 5 hour drive.
Oh, whoa.
And I had to drive back at like midnight and then drop off all of the volunteers and then drop off the van in Alston. It was
man.
fucking insane. And all for free, by the way.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah. And now you have a full-time job
Yep.
and you do a comedy internship and a podcast internship.
Yeah. I know. My life
We're
has not
also in the
changed.
same spot.
I know, yeah. I've literally never in my life had one job.
Yeah.
Ever.
Me
Ever.
Me either, really. Well, I mean, no, that's not really true. But I always had like work and another thing.
Yeah, totally. Anyway, that's my
or
stupid
like
story.
school and a job. And
Yeah,
like, whatever.
exactly. Yeah.
Man, that's funny.
I was like literally like, get away from the vehicle. Get away from the twink, please. Please step back. I will run over your feet.
Did you ever put on the do you ever just put it in reverse to make that loud beep for them?
I
Scare
couldn't
them
see out the
away?
back windows.
Yeah.
Like I'm 5'1" driving
Yeah.
this fucking car. It was
Man,
crazy.
I hate driving stuff like that.
Yeah, me too.
Ugh, it's awful.
Anyway, what's your stupid story?
Mine is from like the same time frame.
Oh, beautiful.
Mhm. In college, also just poor, you know? Like sometimes when I think about that, I'm like, yeah, I can live like that. I've lived like that before. It
Yeah.
was pretty fun. I was stressed though.
No, totally.
But so me and my roommates, this is the first time I had like moved in with people outside of the dorms. The
Mhm.
first year I stayed in the dorms. Hated it. You know, my mom tricked me. She tricked me into, well, she didn't trick me. I probably could have looked at this up myself and I didn't. But she was like, oh, you should stay in Nash. Stay in that dorm. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, I don't know anything about the dorms, but it sounded nice.
yeah.
It was like a Christian dorm.
Oh my God.
That's why
so
she wanted
funny.
me in there.
Oh my God.
And so then I'm in Nash. I didn't really make any friends in that dorm either.
well, yeah,
You know?
because they are all bummers.
Yeah. The friends I made were on the opposite side of campus, and it was like the devil's dorm. Like the place my mom would not want me to have spent time.
The devil's
The
dorm.
devil's dorm.
You walk in and you get fingered.
Yeah. What was I saying? Oh, so we're in college. This is my first time outside of the dorms. Got
Mhm.
our own place.
Yeah.
It's a duplex.
Mhm.
So there's people downstairs. We're in this upstairs. It's awful. Did I tell you this place was so bad? Like it was on the news recently. This specific apartment
Really?
for there being a crazy amount of mold and like just like realtors not realtors. What
It
do you
was
call
on the news for having mold.
for being a really bad apartment to live in for
Okay.
people. Yeah.
Okay.
It was like a problem they were talking about throughout Bellingham.
Oh, gotcha.
But then they were
Okay.
showing my apartment on the news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
And it was a really awful place.
Yeah.
It was insane.
I know
Um,
every apartment I lived in college was awful. It was terrible. It was just like disgusting. It's like the apartment I was in my senior year. It was like, you know, the carpets that are on the floor of like offices.
Yeah.
It was like that everywhere.
Yeah.
It was so
Ugh.
disgusting.
Man, this place was terrible. And then we moved downstairs the next year.
Nice.
We just stayed in the same awful
Do you remember how
place.
much you paid?
I mean, it was cheap.
Yeah, I remember I paid $350 and that
Something
was
like
kind of
that.
expensive.
That
yeah.
was expensive, I thought, for where we were at.
yeah,
Like for what people were paying. But I'm
Insane.
like, man, that's crazy.
yeah.
$350 a month.
I know.
But we moved downstairs. This isn't even the story. This is just what I remember about downstairs was like also horrible. And then there was a basement, like a huge basement
Mhm.
that we used to sometimes we'd go down there, but it was full of like stuff from previous tenants for
Oh.
like years. Like
Jesus.
probably like 6 years of people's stuff just left there.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh, we want to have shows down here because we had a bunch of friends in bands.
Yeah,
you know? And we're like, this would be sick. We could have shows and parties, right? So then me and Joel go downstairs one day and we're like, let's clean out the basement. We're like moving stuff out, you know, we're going to like make it this sick place. He's like, help me grab this box. We didn't know what it was just a cardboard box. We pick it up and it started to just be the worst stench I have ever smelled, probably.
Oh.
I feel like I can smell it now. We got it outside and it was just like an old box of frozen chicken. Because I think the guy, I think it was actually the guy who lived there down there before us. He worked at one of the kitchens at the university and I think he stole a bunch of chicken, but then didn't have anywhere to put it. So he just put it in the basement and it rotted.
Oh,
it was awful. That's one of my worst memories. So anyway, we're like poor. It's me, Joel, and Chelsea. We live in this duplex upstairs.
Yeah.
The place isn't that great. I have a room where Chelsea's room was attached to my room.
Yeah.
In a way that she had to go through my room to get to her room.
Yeah.
So weird.
I used to live in an apartment like that.
Yeah.
In New York.
Oh, really?
Yeah, where it was like clearly a 2-bedroom.
Yeah.
But they just made the common area a bedroom.
Yeah.
So we had no common area.
Yeah.
And then you could only access one of the bedrooms through another bedroom. Yeah.
Anyway, me, Joel, and Chelsea, we used to hang out. We had so much fun. It was great. We were drinking nonstop, you know. And we'd like make dinner. Like we'd kind of switch off who was making dinner and we'd all eat together.
Yeah.
It was really nice. It was like a nice little family. I miss you guys.
That's sweet.
One night, me and Chelsea were like, let's make spaghetti. And we got it all together and we're like ready to like get the sauce in there. And I don't know what happened, but we somehow while we were pouring the sauce in, like the glass container broke into the
How were you
sauce.
pouring the sauce?
I don't know.
You were like,
I don't
just
know
squeezing
how it
it.
happened at all. But maybe we knocked it on something and it was like a little weak and it shattered. And I feel like I could get arrested for like what happened after. Just because of what we did.
Did you just pick the glass out and cook it anyway?
Yeah. Isn't that insane?
That's crazy.
I know. That's like the craziest thing I can think that I have done. It wasn't even just me though. It was Chelsea too. We both thought that was okay. And somehow none of us got hurt.
Yeah.
And that's like a miracle.
Yes.
But we were poor enough that it mattered a lot.
No, totally.
That we had that sauce.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
We were like willing to take a huge risk
Yeah.
to keep having that for dinner that night.
That's so
Isn't
insane.
that awful?
Dude, I've worked at
And we didn't tell Joel.
That's even worse.
And then we all ate our meals and we're all fine and happy. And then we told him after.
No!
And he was so mad at us, understandably. I'm really mad at myself still. That's like the most irresponsible thing I can imagine.
Yeah. Dude, I worked at so many restaurants, and if you break a glass within a 5-foot radius of the ice bin, you have to burn all the ice, clean it out, and then fill it back up again.
No, that makes sense.
It's like a fucking nightmare if you break glass anywhere near.
That's how I'm about glass in my own life.
Yeah, which you should be.
Yeah. Like Dwayne broke a glass in my apartment. I don't know. It was a while ago. It doesn't matter. And it was the middle of the night too, kind of. Like we were about to go to sleep.
Yeah.
And I was like, hold on, stay where you're at.
Dude.
And I get my shoes on and I'm like, don't move. And then I sweep my entire apartment because I don't trust that it's here only.
Yeah.
Like
because it can like go all the way across. Yeah.
I sweep my entire apartment. I vacuum.
Yeah.
And then I'm still like, I'm like, don't get up.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know, put your shoes on and forget to get up. But.
Dude, one time I'll do that. We have to get into our story, or into our post, but I'll say this really quick.
Mm-hmm.
One day on it was the Christmas after my mother died. Mm-hmm. And so me and my brother were like, what do we do? Let's just have friends over. And so like we invited a bunch of friends over from high school. And my brother's friend, his name is John, but everybody calls him Lamb, and I have no idea why. But he's like a big doofus.
Yeah.
He's actually been on Kill Tony because Kill Tony went to like Swansea, Massachusetts, and he like put his name in and he went up and did it terrible because he's never done stand-up before.
Yeah.
But I've known him forever. And so he was so all of the dishes were out like on top of the oven.
Yeah.
And he was like getting food and he had a plate in his hand, a porcelain plate, or like, I don't know, a ceramic plate. and he drops the plate
Mm-hmm.
and then uses his knee to like catch it
Yeah.
against the cabinets.
Yeah.
But it was the front of the oven.
Oh.
So he shattered the plate and shattered the front of the oven.
Oh, no.
And Owen has not replaced the oven door yet. So there's just no glass in the
Yeah.
front of the oven. It was fucking insane. And we were like, Merry Christmas.
Man,
Yeah, it was crazy.
that's wild.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, sorry, Joel. And sorry, Chelsea.
I mean, I'm sure they're
And
fine
sorry
now.
to me in the past. I
Wait.
can't believe I treated myself like that.
When have you heard from them last? Are they still alive?
Yeah, they're fine. They're alive.
That glass really got to him.
Joel works at Boeing. Pretty
Jesus.
cool. Pretty cool.
That's nuts.
Yeah, he met his wife there.
Oh,
They have a couple kids.
that's cute.
And Chelsea
What if
She
the
was
kid
in
came out and
Everett.
there's like a shard of glass in its forehead?
just stayed with him his whole life.
Yeah, and it came out of
Somehow
his balls.
got in his sperm. It like got shrunken down and it blew back up.
Yeah, Honey, I Shrunk the Glass shard.
Yeah. That's
Ugh.
crazy though. I can't believe I did that.
I know, that's so
what else
wild.
could I do? If I did that, have I done it? That's the worst thing I've ever done, I feel like. But I'm like, if I can do that, I might do something worse.
Yeah, Brittany's like, am I gonna murder?
Yeah.
All right, let's get into this posting
I'm an internet user.
from an internet user.
All right. Am I the asshole for making my boyfriend lunch for work?
Hold on. Let's ask everyone. Do you think that she's an asshole for making her boyfriend lunch?
You know what it feels like? You know when you have to do like harassment training at work, you know?
Yeah.
And they give you a couple examples. They're like, for example, if this happened, if someone said this type of thing to you, that's harassment.
Yeah.
And then they give you a test a little later,
yeah.
and it's like so easy.
I know. Yeah.
But it's just another context. I feel like that's what we get on Reddit with these.
Yes. No. 100%.
Am I the asshole for making my boyfriend lunch for work? Am I the asshole for clean? I don't know. It's like just women trying to do nice things.
I know. Yeah.
I 23 and my boyfriend 23 live together in a studio apartment. For his birthday, I got him 3 things. He's really into art, so I got him something he really wanted to work on his art. I also got him a unique mug. And lastly, I got him a lunchbox. He's been complaining that he's having a hard time bringing lunch to work because he didn't have one. I know it's not a glamorous gift, but I thought it would be a helpful one. Also, my birthday was back in January and he didn't even get me a birthday gift due to financial issues. That's in quotes.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway, he was very disappointed when he opened the lunchbox gift and very upset I got it for him. I explained why I got it for him and he was still upset. His birthday was on Friday, so on Monday, I guess I wasn't thinking about it. I woke up early and made him his lunch, put it in the lunchbox I got him. He became extremely pissed off, telling me he didn't even eat lunch that week because his teeth were bothering him. And so because I didn't remember, he was even more mad.
This guy should go to hell.
Yeah. He then went on a whole rant, making rude comments at me, demeaning my gift, and saying I don't listen to him when I talk.
Jesus Christ.
I don't listen to him when he talks. While I was just trying to be helpful and I can't remember everything he says to me. I also didn't get him just a lunchbox. I got him other things he wanted.
I got him a unique mug
Yeah.
and something for his art.
Yeah. That's plenty.
I know.
Plenty.
Usually
and they're 20. They're 23.
Yeah, they're 23.
That's a lot when you're in your early 20s.
Usually when I get gifts for significant others, we each do one gift.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm. And he didn't give her a gift.
Yeah.
Not that it has to be that reciprocal, but you can't respond like this.
No.
Yeah.
Also, like,
you don't remember my teeth hurt.
yeah, I know. I was about to say that is the most classic, like, shitty boyfriend thing to do.
Yeah.
Is like come up with something.
Yeah.
Like, oh, how could you say that when you know that I'm afraid of going deaf?
Yeah.
That was like one time. Okay.
Yeah, what is this?
Sorry.
That's like
I know.
That's like the Iranian yogurt is not an issue here.
Yeah, I know.
Kind of statement.
I know.
How could you say that when you know I'm afraid of going deaf?
Yeah. My ex-boyfriend, the terrible one,
Yeah.
he was like really afraid of like going deaf because he like loved music so much.
Oh God.
Which is so annoying. And like he's like, oh, I would hate to go deaf because then I wouldn't be able to listen to music. And so like one time we were like watching TV. I don't know why. Every man I've ever watched TV with loves to fucking blast the TV.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't like it. I don't like watching anything very loud.
Was your dad like that?
I never lived with him.
Oh. My dad blasted Fox News. He would blast Fox News so, like, I was so stressed out as a kid because I'd get home and Fox News was blasting for like 5 hours straight.
Yeah, I know. They're like, the caravan is getting closer.
Oh my God. And we lived in this house where you couldn't escape the noise of the TV.
Yeah.
Like I could go to my room, but I'd still hear it.
That's
I'd
so
have to put on
crazy.
my TV loud.
Yeah.
So then it's like Fox News against Seinfeld.
Okay, brag, TV in the room growing
Yeah.
up.
Yeah. In high school. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It was pretty cool.
Wait,
But yeah.
so we were like watching TV
Mhm.
and he had the TV blasting and I was like, can I turn it down? And he's
Yeah.
like, I can't hear it. And I was like, do you have hearing loss? And he's like, oh, how could you say that? How could you say that when you know I'm afraid of going deaf? And then he was mad at me for the rest of the night and probably some of the day after.
Oh my God.
Did like iced me out, did not talk to me because I was like, what, do you have hearing loss?
Because you pointed out that it was crazy you couldn't hear a regular volume.
And he's like, I need to listen to my music. It's so
This might be my last night with music.
Yeah.
I'm shutting you out.
Yeah. He's like, well, I'm not going to waste the rest of my hearing on you yapping.
I use it on Radiohead.
Yeah, I know. It was like Rage Against the Machine and shit, which I love, but I don't know. I'm not a dick about it.
Yeah.
It's such like a classic, like shitty boyfriend thing to do. To be like, how could you get me a lunchbox when you know my teeth hurt?
How could you raise a problem that I'm worried about, but I'm not doing much about?
Yeah, I know. I remember like one time we had a puppy,
Yeah.
Otis, and he was like a puppy. And you know when puppies are young, they have like extra skin.
Yeah.
So he was like,
cute.
I know. He was like sitting there and he had a bunch of rolls. And I was like, look at all those rolls you got, Otis. And he's like, why would you say that?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He's like, what, you think he's fat? He's my dog. I have to take care of him if he's fat. And I'm like, oh my God. It's
This is
so
like
crazy.
a thing. No, everyone, when you're a baby, people talk about your rolls.
Yes.
Because it's cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like, I don't know, you have like extra skin and extra
Yeah.
fat to like protect you because you're small.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
You got a
look
lot
at the
to grow
little
into,
rolls.
you
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
Man, that's wild. I mean, I'm not surprised.
I know. Yeah.
That's something would say too.
Yeah.
Oh, I used his name. Oh,
I'll bleep it.
I got him. I got him. Got him good. Thought you were safe.
Say his first, middle, and last name, and then his social
You
security
thought you were
number.
safe? I thought I was too sometimes.